2 minutes knowledge.
The First Indochina War was a conflict fought in French Indochina from 1946 to 1954 between the French colonial forces and the Viet Minh, a communist nationalist guerrilla movement led by Ho Chi Minh. The conflict began as a struggle for independence from French rule and grew into a larger Cold War-era proxy war, with the Viet Minh receiving support from the Soviet Union and China, and the French receiving support from the United States and other Western countries. The war was fought across Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia, with the Viet Minh employing guerrilla tactics and the French relying on more conventional military strategies. The Viet Minh were successful in securing control of large parts of the countryside, while the French maintained control of the cities. The war reached a turning point in 1950, when the Communist Chinese government entered the conflict on the side of the Viet Minh. Despite the involvement of foreign powers, the war remained a primarily Vietnamese conflict, with the majority of the fighting taking place in Vietnam. The war was characterized by widespread violence and human suffering, with significant civilian casualties on both sides. The war ended with the 1954 Geneva Accords, which divided Vietnam into two countries along the 17th parallel, with the Viet Minh in control of the north and the French-backed government in control of the south. The accords also called for a general ceasefire and the withdrawal of foreign military forces. However, the ceasefire was short-lived, and the conflict eventually escalated into the Vietnam War. The First Indochina War was a seminal event in modern Vietnamese history, marking the country's struggle for independence and setting the stage for future conflicts. The conflict had significant impacts on the region and the world, serving as a key moment in the early stages of the Cold War and contributing to the spread of communist movements in Southeast Asia.